This video segment begins a section on international relations and law. It focuses on the various sources of international law. Its major points are: number 1, climate change is inherently an international issue. Number 2, sources of international law are treaties, customs, general principles, judicial decisions, and legal teachings. Number 3, general principles include that promises are binding, one should not benefit from wrongdoing, rules should be fair, and governments should not gratuitously endanger lives. Climate change, like Earth's atmosphere, does not respect territorial borders. Greenhouse gas emissions from one sovereign state, although they affect the whole planet, may not be proportional to the severity of problems that the state itself experiences from climate change. For example, the world's poorest states emit negligible amounts of greenhouse gases, but are often the most vulnerable to changes in sea level, precipitation, major storms, heat waves, and spread of infectious diseases. Moreover, multinational corporations tend to locate operations that emit large amounts of greenhouse gases in sovereign states where the regulations are least restrictive. The previous chapter on economics argues that private enterprise in a free market cannot adequately address the problems of global climate change, and thus governments have the right and responsibility to do so. The extent to which governments assume this responsibility, however, varies with their national interests. Some sovereign states behave as free riders, whereby they make little effort to abate greenhouse gas emissions and incur nominal costs and attract additional business, yet reap benefits from the abatement efforts of other states. The solution to the free rider problem is collective action that penalizes such behavior. How do the people of the world arise and take collective action that encourages sovereign states and multinational corporations to behave in a globally responsible manner? This brings us into the realm of public international law, which provides rules of behavior between sovereign states and sets standards for multinational corporations. This branch of law differs from others in enactment, interpretation, compliance, and enforcement. The following introduces some of the framework of international law, then examines its application to environmental issues in general and to global climate change in specific. The world contains 193 sovereign states. These practice many forms of government, which vary not only in the environmental regulations that they enact, but also in the diligence with which they enforce such regulations. They also differ in their propensity to participate in international agreements that address environmental issues. The United States, like most sovereign states, delegates international issues primarily to its executive branch of government. The President of the United States negotiates and makes treaties and agreements with foreign governments, provided 2/3 of the Senate concurs, and holds the position of Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. The Secretary of State, a presidential appointee, serves as the foreign minister who conducts state-to-state diplomacy. The United States Constitution endows the legislative branch of government with sole authority to, number 1, approve treaties, 2, declare war, 3, approve presidential appointments of the Secretary of State and ambassadors, and 4, regulate commerce with foreign states. The continual shifting balance of power between the United States executive and legislative branches sometimes leads to inconsistent policies on international environmental issues.